Hi guys, and welcome back to Alpha 1 and to today's video. I know this is probably coming as a bit of a surprise because I haven't posted anything on my channel for around about 8 to 9 months. So I do apologise that this channel has been pretty much dead. However, this is a video that I had to make as this has been requested across my channel since the success of my last video where I basically showed you the whole process of my FUE hair transplant. If you haven't seen it yet and you are literally just coming over to this video now, I would suggest that you go back. You'll be able to click here and you'll be able to basically get linked straight into that video where I basically document the whole journey of me heading to the clinic to get the hair transplant, having the transplant done, and then the recovery process over a period of around about 5 to 6 months. So today, guys, is a video to review the 12 to 18 month point. It has now been, when I'm filming this, around about just short of 14 months. And as you can see, the hair has grown. It's looking absolutely awesome, really natural, really nice. The reason I've kind of filmed it now is because I'm gonna go get a haircut, and what I tend to do when I get my haircut is I go for a really short grade. So in some cases I go for a 0 up into a 0.5 grade, so you get that sort of the Tommy Shelby look, you know, the Peaky Blinders style that's in at the moment. However, I wanted to show you guys just how it looks when I sort of get up on the morning and don't do anything with it, because prior to me having a hair transplant, I was extremely paranoid about my hair. There is absolutely no chance I would just go out with it left like this. I would sort of be hair drying it, maybe straightening the bits at the back so they would come all the way forward and hide the gaps. It was a total nightmare, and it was basically not healthy for me, and it was really bad. It was playing an effect on my self-esteem and mental health. So personally for me, this has been one of the best things that I have ever done. Regardless of the money, it's just been worth every single penny. So I'm going to explain now to you guys basically when I started to see the growth really start to kick in, how I made sure that I took care of the hair transplant, and the things I did basically that would boost it and hopefully help it grow a little bit better. Okay, so just to recap, I had 5,200 follicles extracted from the back of my head and implanted towards the front where I was affected by obviously the male pattern baldness, and it was in this region where most men are affected, and this is where I was heavily affected. So the two sides here were pretty much, where you can see this hair now, were pretty much gone. There was nothing there whatsoever. This mid-range here, again, was extremely thin. You could see straight through. There's the odd few hairs in there. So it was pretty much, there was nothing left there really to be salvaged by, say, finasteride. Even looking at the photos myself, I am extremely shocked, but also extremely relieved and happy that the surgery has A, worked because it cost a lot of money, but B, they've also given me this natural look and the look that basically they told me I would achieve. The key thing when you're getting or thinking about getting a hair transplant is you've got to manage your expectations. I know deep down that I am never going to have that full head of hair that I can swish back. It's going to be perfectly looking. It's going to be naturally thick. It's going to look absolutely luxurious, because it's just not going to happen. I've just got to do what I can with what I've got and make the best of it, and that's what I feel like I've done. So as you can see, like explained, there was nothing here. So all this hair here is actually implanted, okay? So I can brush it back. Absolutely no problem whatsoever, and you can see there's a clear line where the transplant was completed. Now the reason why it goes back so much like this was actually done on purpose, and the reason for that is because a lot of my natural hair which wasn't implanted is still alive in this front section, and what the doctor said was, if in the future you say lose this front, what will happen is we'll do the line here, you'll have nothing left here, and then you'll have another line here, and that'll just look absolutely ridiculous. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop it slightly behind, it's going to sit behind it, and we're going to fill all these gaps that we're thinning as well. So if you ever do lose that front part, then at least you've got that line still and no gaps in the hair. And like I say, guys, I understand my hair is thin, it's never going to be thick, it's never going to be perfect, but compared to what it was, as you can see in that January video, it's just unbelievable. So the best advice I can give anybody who is getting a hair transplant to receive the best results is firstly, of course, listen to your surgeon and the clinic that you have booked with. They are the experts, especially here in the UK. There are certain guidelines that they have to follow to ensure that they achieve the results. And let's be honest, they're not there to rip you off if they are a good clinic. They want to see you get good results so that you're happy with it, so that you don't come back to them and complain, want a refund, want compensation, want the surgery redoing, because that's loss of money to them. So as long as you follow the strict guidelines, you're going to be more or less 100% fine with the hair transplant that you get. However, there is a couple of things that you can do to help improve this and just take that to the next step. When you get your hair transplant, they recommend that you don't do any exercise or heavy lifting for around about 14 days. 14 days does sound a long time, that's 2 weeks. However, it really does fly, especially when you're in the recovery process. You will sort of think, so you hit the 2-week point and you start to think, should I really be running? Should I be lifting? I'm still very scabby. It's not quite healed yet. So you want to take as much care as possible. So what I did was I booked 3 weeks off work, and I basically did absolutely nothing. I also stuck on sort of like a water diet, so I only drank water throughout the whole day and night. This sort of helped keep the hairs hydrated. I kept away from sort of alcohol, those sort of things over that period of time. Yes, that was difficult. It was very hard not to go out with your mates. And then secondly, I also kept the hairs hydrated throughout the growth period, which again, you're probably better referring back to my old video because there's all the details there. And then basically another thing is obviously going for the correct style of hair for A, your head shape, and B, the hair that you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here because I don't want it to be too long. I want it to be a quick update. What I'm going to do is go get my hair cut, and we're going to show you the back where the hairs were sort of extracted from, so you'll be able to see if there's any scarring, any marks. So we'll go get my hair cut and then we will catch up. Okay guys, so I have just got back from getting my hair done. I've gone for a 0 fade up into a 0.5 and then obviously allowing it to get thicker as we get towards the top. This just allows the hair to give an illusion that it's getting thicker as you hit the top, so it makes the top appear a lot more fuller. Again, it's managing expectation. What I'm going to do now is show you the back of my head, which is the place where people get most concerned, because this is the area that will involve either the most scarring, the most marks. To be reminded, I had FUE hair transplant, which is where they take the hairs individually. It's a little bit more expensive, but it does minimise scarring. FUT is where you get the scar at the back of the head because they take the strip and then harvest the hairs from there. I opted out of that because, again, I like my hair short on the sides, and you would definitely be able to see the line if I opted for that surgery. So I'll just spin you around. This is the back of the head. So this is the area where they took the hairs from. As you can see, there is little dots. It sometimes irritates it after the razor's been over it by the hairdresser. But all in all, if I bring you back, it comes down to the quality of the work done by the clinic and the doctor, but also the quality and care that you take with your hair transplant after you've had the surgery done. Now, I see people asking me about Turkey all the time. Yes, it's cheap. It's affordable and easy to get to. However, my personal concerns were that this is an operation. You're advised to keep out of the sun for up to 2 weeks. Turkey is one of the sunniest places we go on holiday. You are supposed to obviously avoid exercise, moving around, sweating, because these sort of things can cause marks and infections. If you're having to get a 2-hour flight back home, then obviously you're going to be in an environment with other people, there's going to be bacteria, you're not going to be able to keep the donor area and obviously the area which has been taken from clean and clear because you sat on a plane. For me, the risks just don't add up. Even if it isn't the risk that outweighs it, it's the quality of care that I want to give myself that wouldn't come into the equation if I decided to go to Turkey. So I kept it local. I paid more money. Yes, I probably paid double what you would pay in Turkey, but for the care and the quality that I received highly outweighs the financial side of things for me. So what I'll do for you now, guys, this was just a quick update to show you the progress. I'll just show you really quickly a close-up again of the hair transplant. I can brush through it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing this. So guys, I hope this video was a little bit of an update as to my hair transplant. I'm really happy with it. It's certainly boosted my self-esteem and helped with my personal issues with hair loss. If you need any information, I will try and provide as much in the box below. So just hit me in the DMs or drop me an email and I will try and reply to you. Thank you guys. Cheers.